Did you accidentally get kidnapped with your bestie? Now, what could be good with that situation? Let's find out with Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. Hi, I'm Courtney, and I've worked in mental health for over 10 years, and I love movies and more. And I want to help you find hope with the game. So let's hear the game. I'm going to summarize a movie and give you terrible situations. I want you to tell me what's good in that situation, either about yourself, something around you, or anything at all, really. Got it? So, to sum it up, yes, you're going to pretend like it's you in the movie. Why? It's to help you build a skill that you can use in everyday life. So, just in case you missed it, here's the link to the first video. So, if you've ever seen The Two Towers, you would know that it's breaking up between three stories. The first story is Frodo and Sam, Frodo being the main protagonist of the movie, as they journey to take the ring to Mordor to destroy it. The second is their friends, Merry and Pippin, two other hobbits who were kidnapped by orcs, like the intro of this movie. And three, the holy trio, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, as they track Merry and Pippin. So, story number one, you and Sam are really lost trying to look for Mordor, just going in circles over and over again. You're also being stalked by some creepy former hobbit named Gollum, who's been really just kind of lusting over the ring ever since he found it hundreds of years ago. You finally catch him as he tries to catch you in your sleep, and he agrees to take you there. Story number two, you're going to be Mary in this situation, and you and your bestie are kidnapped by these really ugly Uruk-hai as they take you back to Isengard to most likely be tortured. So much fun, right? There's some internal fighting between them, so they stop and they start getting into yourselves, and they start getting into fights, and you are trying to make your escape. And one of them ugly homeboys found you, and they are chasing you into a forest. Story number three. You can be Aragon, Legolas, or Gimli. Honestly, they're all winners here. So you guys are trying to track down Merry and Pippin, and as you guys are traveling, you guys are confronted by these horsemen who let you know that they did find these Uruk-hai, but they did not leave anyone alive. So, what is good about any of those situations for you? I'll tell you mine. Number one, you were resourceful in catching the person who was trying to get you, and now you have someone to help you to your destination. Story number two, you actually still care about you and your friends, and you guys try to escape. Because, you could have given up and not easily given up. It would have been not difficult, but you could have given up and just deal with the fate that they were going to do. So, nice job. Story three, you're good at tracking because you are getting closer to finding your friends. Even if it might not be good, you're at least getting closer to them. All right, here's part two of the game. You and Sam almost get there, but then Gollum decides, oh, nope, this is not the way, as you're really almost to the entrance, and that there is another way through Marsha's. You guys head through that way, only to get kidnapped by your friend who tried to take the ring from you, who is now not here on Earth anymore, brother. Cool. Story number two, good news. You and your friend do escape from the orc that has chased you into the forest, only to be almost crushed by a giant living tree who crushes the orc trying to get you. So that's cool, right? Story number three, the Holy Trio make it to the forest and realize that you guys escaped. They go into the forest, and guess who they run into? I can't hear you, but maybe you haven't seen it yet. They think they ran into Saruman, who is the one who ordered all these kidnappings, but no, you ran into your friend Gandalf the Grey, or now Gandalf the White, who also you thought was not on this earth anymore in the last movie when you watched him fall into the ground with a fire monster. Normal everyday stuff, right? So you and your friend go to the town of this horseman who were right away banished from this town. to go talk to the king because war is coming and is coming to those lands. They make it there, or you guys make it there, and uh, the king is not really himself. Why? Oh, because he's possessed by Saruman. Super cool. There's also some little minion of Saruman there, making sure he is taking over and getting power in that town. Okay, boom. So now you're a little worried because they're taking all your weapons and you just trying to get up in there and just talk to him. But guess what? Gandalf pretends to be old and he keeps his staff with him. First, Saruman tries to laugh at Gandalf because he's above him, I guess, in the wizard ranking order. I don't really know the ranking order, my bad. But it turns out they're equal now since Gandalf is now the white and he, um, mm, what's that word? You guys know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, power rebukes you. He does that. Oh, exercises. He exercises him out of him, and now the king is back to his normal self. They chase the little minion out the town. And now the king is super upset that that happened and that he fell for that, and so much has happened to destroy his town. Now's your turn. What was good about any of those situations that you chose? So one, you still have the willpower to do what you do at the ring. You were almost going to do it before, and you're still going on this other crazy journey. Nice. It's a little crazy, but nice. Two, you escaped. Now you might possibly be in more danger. I'll give you that, but you escaped. And number three, you got your friend back. Yay! And now you're on another mission. But really, you got your friend back, and you guys are doing good things. Now, tell me, what did you write down? All right, level 3. One, the kidnapper, Faramir, Morbil's brother, takes you on a journey. And as you try to convince him to let you go, he's not into it because, oh, you got this ring of power and I want it, or I want to take it back to my father, which we'll get into that in movie number 3. So he's not really feeling letting you go. Oh, did I mention that when you got kidnapped, it was only you and Sam together, and then he tricks you into tricking Gollum to getting kidnapped too. Men. Story number 2. So, more good news for you and Pippin. The tree is friendly towards you guys and loves talking to you guys. You guys are walking through, or he's walking and you're sitting on a tree, and you see giant armies traveling across, giant Isengard armies traveling across to their new destination. And you try to convince Treebeard, hey, we need to do something about this. This is bad for everyone. But, Treebeard's not really feeling it. All right. So the Holy Trio tries to convince the king that he needs to be ready to fight against Isengard. But the king decides there's already been so much loss, he wants to take his town to a big giant fortress miles away called Helm's Deep. The problem with this little minion knows what he would do, and he sends an army to go attack them while they're on their journey. And you watch your friend Aragon, or you as Aragon, fall over a cliff while trying to fight one of these orcs. No, not Sadie, Aragon. Story number 1. So, once again, per usual in this universe, you guys are under attack by people trying to get the ring again. It's crazy, by giant ring race and Nazgul. Everything is like just attacking you guys. And you're still trying to escape so you can destroy the ring. The ring is also draining on you, and you're starting to not really feel, or you're starting to really question everyone that's around you, including your friends. Number 2, you try to convince your giant tree friend that it's time to go to war, and your friend is like, but it has nothing to really do with me. I don't need to have anything to do with this. And you're like, no, you're a part of this world. It's going to happen because you realize even if you decided to go back home to where you're from, it's eventually going to get your home too. So you need to stand and fight. But they don't want to fight. They just like, it's time to, it's time for you guys to go home and we'll just mind our own business. But hold up, get this. So as you are being led outside the forest, Treebeard sees that Isengard or Saruman has completely gutted a bunch of your friends, your tree friends. I don't know why that's so funny. Well, maybe it's because it's tree friends. That is really funny. Um, and you decide to go to war. You He does some giant tree howl, and they are marching to Isengard because unfortunately they were only willing to fight when it has something to do with them. Sound familiar? Number three, you guys make it to Helm's Deep, and oh, Aragon survived and he makes it. He asks the king to call for the elves, but yeah, he's not willing to call anyone because where have they been this entire time? Call for the elves, call for Gondor. He's not willing. He's just going to fight with this town, which is some soldiers, some younger kids, and some older people. So it does, it does appear like desperation. Lucky for them, or lucky for you, the elves decide to come anyway. And you guys are going to get ready for this battle of hundreds versus thousands of evil entities made up just to destroy humanity. So good luck to you. So that was actually the last part of this game. And I just want you guys to tell me in the comments what was good in those situations. I'm actually not going to answer. I want to see what you guys say. But I just want to end with the end of this movie. But I do want to tell you about the end of this movie because it is just so fantastic. So the battle starts at Helm's Deep and they're fighting. They seem to be doing pretty well until the wall is breached and they are getting into the fortress. On the other end, story number 2 with your tree friends, you guys march to war with Isengard, and good news, you guys totally wreck and destroy Isengard. It's really such a great scene. Like, if you don't want to watch this movie, I at least watch that scene because it's funny and you are like so amped up during this part. And back to Helm's Deep before we get to the main protagonist. So it's not looking very well for you in Helm's Deep. Like I said, there's thousands. They've reached in. There's only so much you can fight, even with the elves. But then your friend Gandalf appears with the men who were banished from that town, and they help you guys win the battle with them, Gandalf, and the light. Because what casts out darkness? Light. It ends with you and Sam being let go so you can do what you need to do. You're looking for Gollum, who is fighting with himself because he feels betrayed because remember, the men tricked you into tricking him into getting kidnapped. So, one of the beautiful things of this movie, I feel like of this whole genre, is because it is about such an underdog story fighting such a giant evil. And I don't know why I feel like that's relevant, but I do. He ends with a great quote from Sam on Hope, where he discussed, like, hey, we're doing this because there's something good worth fighting for. Because at this point, Frodo's like, why are we doing this? And Sam's like, there is still something worth fighting for. So, why am I teaching you about hope? Because there is something worth fighting for, and you can do it.